not allowed to be late. I don't even know where to start. So is it Russian Orthodox? Is it?
To be technical, it's Bulgarian Orthodox. Even though I'm not Bulgarian, and I know only 2 words in Bulgarian. I ended up with Bulgarian church because the head of this church, Metropolitan Joseph, is a very open man to missionary work, and he's supporting me in my missionary efforts. And like greatest affinity that I have to this particular man, and his church has brought me to, and he actually ordained me.
Okay.
Other churches, they're Orthodox as well, but they didn't have that much, not much support to missionary. Orthodox churches as a whole is not very missionary church. It just keeps their own mind, their own business, and I by my nature that like I'm a missionary. I want to go out there and see people and first I wanted to tell them about Christ, and then I found out that just telling about Christ doesn't work. You need actually to live Christ's life. And the main thing here is to serve. He said, I didn't come to be served, I came to serve. So through serving people, actually it's the best way of preaching. And now I see amazing things, like someone comes to you, has a problem, and many times his problem is huge for him, and it doesn't really take much effort for me to resolve. Like, for example, to go with him to his lawyer, or to go to Child Aid Society and make them change their mind and lean towards the side of the mother that suffers because she's facing the situation when the child is taken away. And it's not a big deal for me. And it's God arranges things even so conveniently that Child Aid Society was on the backyard of the apartment building where I live. And I don't live there constantly, it's just our parishioner left us the keys for a month on Shepherd and Allen, and then I figure out it's the same like it's other side of the backyard. That's it. You just cross the road and you're there. I never before lived there. I will never probably will live there. So it's such an easy effort to. I will give you an example. You drive in a comfortable car with the air conditioner on, and you see a person in the heat of the day standing there in the middle of the road. For you to stop and pick him up, it's no effort at all. Actually, it's fun. He will entertain you for the rest of the road. And for him, it might be a question of life and death. He might suffer from diabetes or whatever, and he ended up on this road for some reasons that we don't know why. And if God puts him in your way, that means that he expects you to act accordingly. So you're supposed to. Like, sometimes doing good things are so effortless, and they can make such a huge difference in the lives of others. Nothing to speak of how pleasant it is to do something for others, right? And this happens all the time. Like, and this makes the best preaching ever. No, like millions of words won't make the same effect as one little deed. And like our apostle told us that without deeds the faith is dead. And that's true. And actually, well, we shouldn't completely abandon the idea of preaching. We have to say a couple of words here and there, but mostly the preaching turns to be our actions, how we live our lives. And the ideal life of a Christian is, I would say, angelic service. when there is a minimum that is taken to yourself for the needs of our body, and maximum is done for everybody else. Because angels, they don't have body, they don't have to be fed with earthly food, right? And they don't have to sleep. And all they do, they just serve. They do the... So the idea of a good Christian, it's a servant of God. And how he can serve God? Through serving people. And that's, like, we all know that, but when you actually live it and you understand and it goes through your life, because we get very often we get rejected. Like, people don't want to listen to these things. Sometimes I listen to the nice preaching, nice sermon on the radio, and I know these words and I know they're right, but I feel nothing about it. It's just the words, it's just empty sound. But when we encounter with the acts of kindness, random kindness, with forgiveness, with mercy, with sacrifice, little sacrifice. I brought example when we don't do much sacrifice, but sometimes we do more sacrifice. That makes people to convert and face and turn to God 100 times more efficiently than any words. And even sometimes we don't have a chance to say that we're Christian, but they know that we are. Because how we love each other will show everybody that we are the ones who with Christ. No, that's what question I was asking. Oh, answer.
Well, I don't know, but I agree with all of that. I think that's a pattern of my father.
So, yeah, but you
He's a
said you
missionary
have
too.
thousands of questions about Orthodoxy.
Oh, well, we do. I have to go over, otherwise I'll be in trouble with people picking my kids up
Can't
late.
get mad at us for picking our kids up.
I'll give you a booklet.
Yes, I'd love a booklet because I was reading on the website a little bit.
Yeah,
And I
the
guess
main idea why I'm Orthodox, and I'm the less probable person that would ever become Orthodox Christian. I'm Jewish. From Soviet Russia, where we were taught strict scientific atheism. And it's the last place where I would find myself. And even like 10 years ago, if someone showed me the picture of me here, sitting in the priest vestments, I wouldn't believe it. Why did I end up with this? I actually did a thorough search through all ways to understand what my life is and to make it make any sense. I started with science. I learned through science that universe cannot be explained. It could not come into existence on its own. Life could not come into existence. There is a creator. Okay, creator, he created me, and we are the most complicated creatures we can observe around us, so probably we are not the byproduct. We probably are the light and the salt of the earth. And then one time I thought he was created and didn't give us instruction. But one old Jew told me how he didn't give instructions. He gave us commandments. And I laughed at him, and then I thought, yeah, really, how do we know if it's the right instruction? We have a refrigerator and we think that it's a microwave. We try to heat up things, it doesn't work. How do we learn that it's by trial and mistake, or by looking if there is instruction? We take the instruction, it says it's microwave, and we use it as a refrigerator. So I took these commandments and Beatitudes, like blessed are, and I compared with my life, and it worked, because blessed in Greek is makarios, happy, happy. So happy are those that are sons of God because they're peacemakers, who are merciful, who are mourning about their iniquities, who are not prideful. There's no in least who are wealthy, famous, Now, that was an explanation why, when I was wealthy, I wasn't happy. Because the instruction from the Creator says that. Then I looked into Christianity, right? And I came to Protestants. Nice guys, sing nice songs. Very nice. Little bit atmosphere like a kindergarten. But it's nice. But not enough depth. So I was looking, where did they come from? From Catholics. And today we heard, I said Catholic Church. Because we think we're Catholic Church, not them. Catholic in Greek means universal.
Yeah.
Not because we are Catholics. So we see, oh, Catholics and we were one church for 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a very long time. And they separated only in 1055, about 1,000 years ago. And so there was one apostolic church. And Protestants, when they departed from Catholics, they were completely right, because they made stupid things with indulgences and Inquisition and whatever. They just couldn't get to Orthodox because it was under the rule of Ottoman Empire or in wild Russia or whatever. And then I came to the beginning of the church. And the beginning of the church is the Orthodox Church that preserves the sacraments of church and all the traditions of the apostles, right? And their mandate not to change, because God is unchangeable. So the church should not be changeable because it's God's church. I didn't like much things, like icons were weird for me, all these things were weird and not modern, and many things were, like we had difficult with Jewish people have difficult relationship with Orthodox Church in Russia. Some people go in and beating us, and my grandma, but others will come in and saving us with the same icon. But I had no choice but to come to the most pure source, the closest to Christ Himself, because we can be, like, we make mistake very easily. And closer we get to the original, less mistakes we make. God bless you, and pick up your kids.
Thank you very much.
Next
I'll
time
give
I'll
you the
ask you
book.
about the east-west split and how that happened.
Yeah, it doesn't contain any more than just Wikipedia, right? But it's all compiled together.